So I super fell in love with the rainbow watercolor technique, and so today I'm going to try a galaxy. So this is my first time doing this color palette with the baggie, so we'll see how it goes. Today I have baggie a few colors that I thought would be great for the galaxy. I also have this roll of washi tape because I'm going to create a diamond mask for the galaxy. We'll see how that takes. I also have my water droplet brush and some salt for a star effect. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of create the outline of a diamond. I plan on lettering over top of this, and I thought that making a kind of like a mask relief of a really geometric type shape, like a diamond or rhombus, whatever you prefer to call it. I just want to get it nice and symmetrical. So as I lay this last piece, I might have to do some adjusting. Let's see. Okay. Now I do want to trim off those extra lines. A really great way to do that is to use the edge of a credit card. I have some scissors here today, so I'm just going to trim that off. Try to keep those corners nice and pointy. If you don't own anything like this, it's called washi tape. It's really nice because it's decorative and it sticks to the paper, but for things like watercolor, it doesn't stick so firmly that it's going to rip your watercolor paper. They also sell really skinny professional masking watercolor tape, which I don't have in my art box right now, so this will do with whatever you have around the house, you know. Just use what you have, especially if you're doing this with the kids. Okay, so I'm going to kind of burnish that down, which just means I'm just going to rub this down. I really want my edges to be stuck. Kind of even, that's okay. Alright, so the next step is to color onto my plastic. Last time I did this, I did a rainbow of stripes, but this time I think I'm going to just kind of do some swirl kind of areas. My oldest was so concerned about mixing the tips on his markers last time. I thought that was kind of funny. He was worried that the tips were going to get dirty. They'll be okay. The colors are so alike that you don't really have to worry about that too much. You can just color them on a piece of paper and they're pretty resilient. And they're just Crayola. They do the job and they're not real expensive, so just trying to get a little bit of each color around here. So as I do this, just trying to get all to my edges. A little bit of pink in there. Okay, like I said, this is my first go at this color palette, so we'll have to see how this goes. Okay, I'm going to move that aside. And, oops. Okay, make sure I get some water droplets in here. I haven't come across a washi tape that has a hard time with water, like bleeding colors, but I mean, really, you never know. Sometimes things are manufactured differently. Okay, and so I'm just going to lay this over top of here. And I'm going to make sure that anywhere it touches, I don't really want any spots where the water doesn't reach, because I don't want a splotchy, you know, look where the marker touches the paper. I really want it to bleed so it really has like a galaxy look to it. Remember, don't rub or scrub your paper as much as you want to, because that is going to hinder that water splotch kind of look. Okay. Now last time I peeled it off right away and I ended up having a a big puddle at the top, and I don't really want that to happen. So I'm gonna kind of let this set for a few, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I let that sit for a few. I peeled off the plastic. I had to blot with paper towel just a little bit because I didn't let it sit for very long, but okay. So my next step is to peel off my washi tape. Let's see how this did. Awesome. Now I had mentioned that I had salt. I was going to use that in the beginning because that can create a star effect in wet watercolor. But because my watercolor has the puddled water has already soaked into the paper, it really isn't going to work this time. So I'll have to have a better plan for that next time. But this worked out okay. Not too much seepage underneath. And that will be great to, you know, write something in there. If I want to give it a little bit more of a galaxy look, I can go in with a white pen and kind of draw some stars in there. Or I can also, before I peel the masking tape off, I could have put another round of color on there, and that would have really darkened some of those areas. But overall, I'm really pleased with how it turned out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll get back to you. All right, thanks for crafting with me.